Look at you. Sitting there, comfortable, safe, warm. You have food delivered to your door in 30 minutes. You have infinite entertainment in your pocket. You have climate control that keeps your environment perfectly mild, perfectly bland, perfectly dead. You are living in the most comfortable era in human history, and it is making you weak. Your ancestors hunted beasts in freezing tundras. They endured famines, wars, and plagues just so you could exist. And today, you fall apart because the Wi-Fi is slow. You crumble because your coffee order is wrong. You feel traumatized by a mean comment on the internet. This is not progress. This is atrophy. The modern world sells you comfort as the ultimate goal. It tells you that pain is bad, that struggle is unnecessary, that you deserve to be happy all the time. It is a lie designed to keep you soft, to keep you dependent, to keep you a consumer, not a warrior. The ancient masters of Japan knew the truth. They understood that a life without suffering is a life without strength. They didn't run from pain. They didn't try to medicate it, distract themselves from it, or complain about it. They embraced it. They used it. They forged their spirits in its fire. They had a word for this, a concept that is missing from your vocabulary and from your life. Gaman, woe man. It is often translated as patience or endurance, but those words are too weak, too passive. Gaman is not just waiting for the storm to pass, it is standing in the center of the storm, eyes open, jaw set, refusing to break. It is the quiet, unshakable dignity of enduring the unbearable, without complaint. Today, you are going to learn this forgotten art. You are going to learn how to stop being a victim of your circumstances and start being their master. You are going to learn how to alchemize pain into power. But first, subscribe to the channel. Prove that you are not one of the sheep looking for the next dopamine hit. Prove that you are here for the hard truth. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Forge of the Spirit. Imagine a mountain in winter. The wind is howling, the temperature is far below freezing. High up on a cliffside, under a thundering waterfall of ice-cold water, stands a man. He is a Yamabushi monk, a warrior ascetic. He is almost naked. His skin is blue. His body is uncontrollable, shaking. Every nerve ending is screaming for him to step out, to find warmth, to save himself. But he does not move. He stands there, hands clasped in prayer, chanting a mantra into the roar of the water. Minutes pass. It feels like an eternity. Why is he doing this? Is he a masochist? Does he enjoy suffering? No. He hates it. His biology hates it just as much as yours would. He is doing it because he understands the fundamental law of the spirit. Steel is forged only in fire. He knows that his body is soft. His mind is full of fear and desire. His ego wants comfort. The cold water is the hammer. The mountain is the anvil. He is deliberately placing himself in the crucible to burn away the weakness. This is Gaman in its purest form. It is the voluntary acceptance of hardship for the sake of a higher purpose. You look at your own life. Where is your waterfall? Where is your fire? Chapter 2. The Architecture of Suffering. The monk under the waterfall chose his pain. You usually do not choose yours. Your waterfall is the alarm clock ringing at 5 a.m. Your waterfall is the difficult boss who insults your work. Your waterfall is the slow traffic when you are late, the unexpected bill that drains your account, the chronic pain in your back. These are not dramatic moments of spiritual forging. They are just life. And yet, they break you every single day. Why? There is a fundamental formula you must understand. It is the equation of human misery. Pain plus resistance equals suffering. Pain is inevitable. It is a biological signal, a nerve firing, a situation occurring. The traffic is slow. That is just a fact. It is physics. Suffering is optional. Suffering is what happens in your mind about the pain. It is the story you tell yourself. When you sit in traffic, the pain is just boring. But then your ego wakes up, and the ego says, "This shouldn't be happening. Why is this happening to me? Don't these idiots know I have somewhere to be? This is unfair." Now, you are suffering. Your blood pressure rises. Cortisol floods your system. Not because of the traffic, but because of your resistance to the traffic. You are waging a war against reality. And reality always wins. The modern man feels entitled to a smooth existence. When life bumps him, he takes it personally. He feels victimized by the universe. He demands to speak to the manager of reality. This entitlement is the enemy of Gaman. The samurai viewed the world differently. Their philosophy was steeped in Buddhism and Shintoism. They understood the concept of ukiyo, fushi, the floating world. They accepted that life is transient, unpredictable, and inherently filled with sorrow. To expect constant happiness was a delusion of the immature mind. A samurai does not wake up hoping that today will be easy. He wakes up expecting a battlefield. If the day is easy, it is a pleasant surprise. If the day is hard, it is merely what was expected. When it rained on a samurai, he did not curse the sky. He did not shake his fist at the clouds and ask, "Why me?" He simply got wet. This is the foundation of Gaman, radical acceptance. Before you can endure the pain, you must stop fighting the fact that it exists. You must look the difficulty squarely in the eye and say, "This is happening. It is unpleasant, and I will remain standing." But how do you do this when your entire nervous system is screaming at you to run away or collapse? How do you physically practice Gaman when the pressure is on? You need mechanics. You need a protocol. Chapter 3. The Mechanics of Endurance. Gaman is not just a philosophical idea. It is a physical action. It is something you do with your body and your breath when the walls are closing in. The moment hardship strikes, the moment the insult lands, or the pain flares up, your body wants to betray you. Your shoulders hunch. Your breath gets shallow. Your face twists into a grimace of victimhood. You are physically signaling defeat to yourself and the world. The first step of Gaman is to regain control of the physical vessel. There is a Japanese term called fudoshin, fudongshin, the immovable mind. But the mind follows the body. You cannot have an immovable mind in a collapsing body. So, when the pain hits, you do the opposite of what your instinct screams. Instead of shrinking, you expand. Instead of grimacing, you relax your face. You become a statue. Think of the Sphinx. Think of the stone Buddha. Rain falls on them. Birds sit on them. Storms batter them. Their expression never changes. This is not about suppressing emotion. It is about containing it. It is about building a container so strong that the chaos inside cannot spill out. Next time, you are in a freezing cold shower, or holding a heavy weight, or listening to someone scream at you. Try this. Relax your forehead. Unclench your jaw. Stare forward with a soft, dead gaze, and breathe slowly into your belly. By refusing to let the pain show on your face, you send a signal back to your brain. This is not an emergency. I am not a victim. I am in control. You will find that the pain actually diminishes. because you have starved it of the drama it needs to grow. Chapter 4. The Poison of Complaint. The second pillar of Gaman is silence. There is nothing that kills your spirit faster than complaining. When you complain, you are validating your own weakness. You are telling the world, I cannot handle this. Please pity me. You are leaking your power. You are bleeding out energy that you could be using to solve the problem. The samurai had a strict code regarding speech. Words were heavy. They were not to be wasted on whining. To complain about the cold was an insult to the winter. To complain about the hunger was an insult to the body. In the West, we have created a culture of venting. Therapists tell you to let it out. Friends encourage you to bitch about your day. They are wrong. Venting does not release the pressure. It reinforces the neural pathways of misery. The more you talk about how bad your life is, the more your brain looks for evidence to prove you right. You are literally hypnotizing yourself into depression. Gaman requires you to seal your lips. When you are tired, shut up. When you are hurt, shut up. When you are offended, shut up. Keep the struggle internal. Let it burn inside you. Let that pressure build. Do not release it as cheap words. Transmute it into action. If you are broke, don't complain about the economy. Work harder. If you are fat, don't complain about genetics. Starve. If you are lonely, don't complain about women. Become a man worth being with. This is the alchemy of silence. When you deny the energy an exit through your mouth, it has no choice but to fuel your hands. But there is a level even deeper than this. Once you have mastered the body and the tongue, you must master the interpretation. You must learn to reframe the very nature of hell. Chapter 5. The Dojo of Hell. Why do men go to the gym? Think about it logically. It makes no sense. You go to a room, you pick up heavy iron, you tear your muscle fibers, you sweat, you grunt, you feel pain. You pay money to do this. If aliens watched us, they would think we were being tortured. But you don't feel tortured in the gym. You feel good. You feel alive. Why? Because you have given the pain a purpose. You know that the pain of the squat is building the strength of your legs. Because you understand the function of the suffering becomes a tool. Now, imagine if you could apply that same logic to the rest of your life. This is the ultimate secret of Gaman. It is the ability to treat the entire world as your dojo. When your boss is screaming at you, he is not an asshole. He is a 300-pound deadlift for your patience. He is a sparring partner testing your emotional control. When you are stuck in traffic, it is not a waste of time. It is a meditation drill. It is a test to see if you can sit in silence without reaching for your phone like an addict. When you are heartbroken, it is not a tragedy. It is a forging of the heart. It is callousing your spirit so you can love more strongly next time. The Japanese call this Shugyo, Chiu-Xing. Severe, austere training. The monk goes to the mountains for Shugyo. You do not need mountains. You have the modern world, and the modern world is a perfect hell for training. When you shift your perspective from victim to student, everything changes. You stop saying, "Why is this happening to me?" And you start asking, "How is this training me?" Suddenly, the difficulty becomes a game, a challenge. Oh, so you want to test me today, universe? Fine, let's see who breaks first. You start to develop a strange, dark sense of humor about it. You begin to smirk at the misery. Chapter 6. The Secret Joy. There is a secret that the Stoics and the samurais kept to themselves. A secret that soft people will never understand. There is a profound, deep satisfaction in enduring. It is not happiness like eating ice cream. It is something colder, harder. It is the grim satisfaction of knowing you are unbreakable. When you are standing in the rain, cold and miserable, and you simply decide not to care, you feel a surge of power. You realize that your inner state is independent of your outer reality. That is true freedom. The man who needs luxury to be happy is a slave. He is a slave to the thermostat, a slave to the chef, a slave to the economy. If the world takes away his toys, he collapses. The man of Gaman is free. You can strip him naked, throw him in a cell, starve him, and mock him. But you cannot touch his mind. You cannot break his will. He has anchored his happiness in something that cannot be taken away. His own self-mastery. Friedrich Nietzsche said it best. To live is to suffer. To survive is to find some meaning in the suffering. Your meaning is strength. Your meaning is dignity. So, how do we integrate this into your life, starting right now? I am going to give you a challenge. Chapter 7. The Protocol of Pain. I am not asking you to go sit under a waterfall in the Himalayas. You would probably die, and frankly, you aren't ready for that. I am asking you to declare a small war against your own comfort. Starting today, here is your protocol. First, voluntary discomfort. Every single day, you must do one thing that your body hates. The easiest method is the cold shower. Turn the knob all the way to blue. Stand there. Your mind will beg. Your skin will scream. Do not move. Do not gasp. Force your breath to be slow. Tell your body, I am the master here. You are the vessel. 2 minutes every morning. No excuses. Second, the fast of silence. For the next 24 hours, try to go without a single complaint. If you drop your coffee, silence. If the internet cuts out, silence. If someone cuts you off in traffic, silence. Observe the anger rising, acknowledge it, and let it pass like a cloud. Do not give it a voice. Third, the one more rule. When you are working out, or studying, or working, and you feel like you have hit your limit, do one more rep, one more page, one more minute. That last rep is where the growth lives. That is where Gaman lives. Everything before that was just a warm-up. Conclusion: the diamond in the coal. There is a reason we value diamonds above all other stones. A diamond is just a piece of coal that did one thing. It endured. It took the crushing pressure of the earth, the intense heat, the darkness, and it didn't break. It hardened. It crystallized. It became unbreakable and brilliant. You are that coal. The pressures of your life, the bills, the loneliness, the failures, the doubts, these are not there to crush you. They are there to turn you into a diamond, but only if you apply Gaman. If you run from the pressure, you will remain dust. If you face it, if you endure it with dignity and silence, you will shine. The samurai are gone. Their castles are ruins. Their swords are in museums. But the spirit of Gaman is timeless. It is waiting for you to pick it up. So, the next time life hits you hard, don't ask for it to stop. Stand tall, smile, and say, "Is that all you've got?" Visual: the kanji for Gaman burns onto the screen, then fades to black with the channel logo, Presence and Path. This is Presence and Path. If this video woke something up inside you, like the video and subscribe. Share this with a brother who needs to harden up. Walk with purpose. Endure with dignity. Until next time.